One of my favorite stories is I was playing in a club, and the owner was like, he was just not having it. This is down in Virginia. He was, he was, he was yelling at me because he wanted. I can't remember what he was yelling at me for. And then he said to me, "Anybody could do this." I said, "Anybody could do my job." There was two owners. One guy was an asshole. And one guy was cool. I said, "Anybody could do this job?" He's like, "Yeah." I said, "All right, you promise not to fire me. I can pick anybody out of this club. They can come up here and do this job." He says, "Yes." So I look around the room, and I take the headphones off, and I put them right in his chest, and I said, "Here, you do it." And I walked out of the DJ booth, and the music went off, and I sat there and I looked at my watch. 2 minutes of silence. 2 minutes of silence in a nightclub is like an eternity.
A long time.
Is like an eternity. So I walked up to him afterwards, and I said, "Okay. You want to see power? This is power." And I put "Hypnotized" by Biggie on. I went dooga dooga doog and dropped that beat, and the whole place went nuts. I said, "No, that's power. I got a raise that night."
Nice.
I got a raise that night.
That's a good way to prove your point right there. Yeah.
But I said, "You promise not to fire me. You know, I can pick anybody out of this club and they can come do my job." And he was like, "Yep."